All right, so today's September 1st, 2023, and it's officially the first time I got this engine to run, but it only runs for short bursts and then turns off right away. It fires up and then dies almost immediately. And I know there's a bunch of wires going everywhere, and to be honest with you, they go into this panel, and I've got no idea what this thing does, but it looks like it's in good shape, so I won't gonna leave it alone. But in reality, this is really simple. This is an engine. That's all it is, and it's connected to that thing, which is at the actual generator. So regardless of whatever systems and wires you have here, it should be fairly easy to start. Same concepts as I always say. There's three things on a classic engine. This happens to be a Chevette from the 70s, Chevette engine, and little four-cylinder. And there's three things. You need fuel, air, and spark. If you have those three things, you need those three things to get the engine to run. That's all it is. I checked for spark. We did have spark. And if the engine starts, if it runs, if you hear it, if it smokes, like there's smoke coming out of the exhaust, vroom, then that means you have spark. And that's exactly what was happening. Vroom. Unfortunately, I can't show you right now. I don't really see the point either, but battery died. But anyway, so I know I have spark. I also took out the distributor cap, and you hold it against the ground, and you see if it sparks while you crank the engine, and we had that. So we should have spark. I don't see why we won't have air. So we are getting a little bit of fuel, but not enough. So that tells me that the problem is with the regulator, because this thing is a valve, and I had it bypassed. I had it open. Somebody already bypassed it, actually. But so the problem is with our fuel. And I took the filter off, and I was curious to see how the LPG or propane system works. To be honest with you, this is the first time I'm working on gas systems, like propane systems, I should say, to avoid confusion. So this is the carburetor for it, and the gas pipe comes in and goes in through this hole. Now, the reason I got the filter off is I was curious as to how the air gets in without the propane getting out. And that's the thing with propane that's different to gas. Gas is liquid, so it stays in the carburetor, and when the engine needs it, it sucks it in and turns it into a gas. But propane is pressurized, so if you have a leak, or if just through the air filter, it's just going to escape, and it actually escapes. And I guess that when the engine turns on, then it sucks it in, but if the engine doesn't turn on, then it just escapes. So you can see I'll get this thing off. So the filter goes right here, and as you can see, well, maybe you can't see, but this hole goes right through here. So if I blow on it, air just comes right out through here. So propane is coming out of the air filter. I guess that's why this could potentially be dangerous if the safety systems aren't in place. I'll try to show it here. Maybe if I poke a screwdriver through it, you guys can see it, or maybe you guys will just have to trust me. Yeah, but anyways, it does go through it. So if the propane turns on, if the propane is on, it's just going to escape through the air filter while the engine is off. And then I noticed this big screw here goes right on top of this, and this is it's a valve. It's an adjustment valve. So the more you close it, the less propane is allowed to flow through. But it hasn't been touched in many years, So I don't want to change the adjustment. This would be basically an air to fuel mixture adjustment screw like you have on a carburetor, on a regular gasoline carburetor. And hope I'll try this. You guys can see it there. See? So that's that. Okay, and then the next thing is a regulator. So right now I've got this pipe disconnected, but no propane is flowing through. And the reason I know, I've got the propane valve closed and the gauge is still showing full because we still have air in these pipes. Now I'm not going to be able to, actually maybe I can. I'm going to turn on that propane valve by bypassing that solenoid and see if gas will come out through there. Okay, so I got this alligator clip connected to the positive. I just have, so I had to take the battery back to recharge. I just put the jumper cables right to the rambler. And so I should, you'll hear a clicking sound. That's a bit loose. So I have this wire coming from the solenoid, which is just a valve. And once I connect it to the positive, we're bypassing it basically. We're forcing it open. Should theoretically get fuel goes through that pipe to the regulator, out through there. I want to see how fast it comes out. You'll hear a clicking from the solenoid when that happens. And you can barely see, but that's. So I do have fuel coming out. It's just not enough. Disconnecting stops. So we definitely have fuel coming out. Wonder at what rate. So the regulator is working at least somewhat. It's just not working enough. Oh yeah, I can kind of see that. As soon as I let go of the valve, stay on for a bit and then it should stop. So I don't know exactly what's happening now. Maybe we have to open that valve a little bit. But at least I know that there is propane coming off of that valve. Maybe the problem is that it's coming out through there, or it's not staying on, but something is happening that not enough fuel is getting to the engine. I have to do some studying here, and then I'll see you in the next part of the video.